So, hey, this is the ManFUzed Podcast. Thank you for listening. I am Kay Lee, audio producer, voice artist. My co-host, Ben H., sitting here.
What it is.
Real estate entrepreneur, broker.
Let's go.
He's doing his thing, people.
Let's go. LFG.
Man, we got a lot of stuff to talk about this week.
And we've had a little time away from topics of today as we've been delving into 9/11.
Yes, and other theories and things of that nature. Before we get started, if you have any show topics you want to join the show, hit us up at ManFUzed.com. We are now on WhatsApp, and you can access that and message us through there from our Facebook page and our website. Let's
you
do
say
this.
show topics. I mean, I feel like we could talk about anything. It's endless.
Right, but if you have any drama going on in your life,
we love that.
And you need advice
especially petty drama.
Well, or serious drama.
Or serious drama.
Yeah. ManFUzed wants to be there for you. We are like a warm bath that's just the right temperature.
With a bath bubble.
With a bath bomb.
A bath bomb.
Bath bomb.
We should do bath bombs. I bet we could move the hell out of
Men's bath bombs.
Men's bath bombs.
What? ManFUzed.
Smell like smoke.
The ManFUzed bath bomb.
Yeah, it smells like whiskey.
Okay. Or weed.
Yeah, it smells like weed.
It's a blend of whiskey
and weed.
Yeah.
With a little bit of smoke.
Aged whiskey and weed.
It smells like a steak.
Oh, that smell. And you get
Who's
out,
cooking in here?
You get
Welcome
out,
to the barbecue, honey.
You get out smelling like a sirloin, a ribeye. Wow. Okay, so today on the ManFUzed Podcast, we are going to go over an amazing epic party that Ben H. threw for his wife's 40th birthday.
Insane.
And how I am disgusted by it, kind of, because not only did an incident happen, but he also set the bar so high that my wife is going to be very upset when it comes to her 40th birthday.
Which, when is that, by the way?
We'll get to that.
Maybe we should do it at my house.
Well, we'll get to that. Also, we have to talk about Queen Elizabeth, her passing.
Yes.
What that means for the monarch. It's a PSA for you women, and men, you need to know this, because if your wife is suffering or your lover is suffering from this, you might be able to take comfort that it's not you. And then Elon Musk is predicting the end of the world.
It's the end.
First, let's get into this 40th birthday bash held at Casa Heidenreich.
Here's what I want to say about that. It was a situation where my wife's turning 40. She looks 28. I mean, I met her when she's 28.
Yeah,
she's hotter now than she was when I met her. I mean, she really is. She's smoke show hot.
Smoking.
I'm like, look, what do you want to do? You want to go somewhere? You want to go visit somebody? You want to go out to dinner somewhere? Like, what do you want to do for your 40th birthday? And she said, I want to have a party at our house. Proceeded in planning this party. It was a pretty big endeavor.
You could have probably taken her to Italy for this. And you're like, well, not quite that much. I said, you had a budget in mind. And you were like, yeah, well, I went way over that.
I blew the budget.
You blew the budget.
I doubled the budget. But, it was awesome. I mean, you and your wife came.
Oh, yeah, we did.
What was your impression?
It is the spot to throw a shindig.
Yeah, I mean, it's like the Ritz-Carlton or something.
You had it catered. Yeah. From this amazing Italian restaurant up the street. A bar, positioned out there. You had live music.
Yes.
A one-man band. Amazingly decorated. Yeah. The weather held up.
We had a photographer.
Yes.
We had servers walking around with really good food.
Oh, yeah.
Bartender bringing people drinks.
Serving hors d'oeuvres.
Speaking of the bartender, Kaylee likes a particular type of blueberry-flavored vodka.
Well, hold on. I am a fan of this one particular Texas distillery, vodka distillery, and they have multiple flavors of vodka.
Yes.
But I like a blueberry mule. I've never been a drinker with a huge variety of drinks.
You're not a big drinker.
No, I'm not.
But you like what you like.
I like what I like.
You used to like Grandma.
Grand Marnier. I would take shots of it. I would sip it.
In like a beautiful glass.
Yeah.
You'd sift it. Sniff
Is it a sniffer?
Snifter.
Sifter. You could tell we're very...
upper crust.
Yeah, we are the upper crust of society.
We know about glasses.
I'll have it in that snifter.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't drink that because I think I got old and I started getting heartburn from the grandma because it is, even though it's an orange liqueur, it's strong.
A French orange liqueur.
Right, and I drank that for years. Now I'm a mule guy.
He proceeded to give the bartender the bottle of vodka and say, hey, when I come, this is what I like. This is my bottle.
Threw him a 20 in
Threw
his
him a
tip.
20.
Yeah, it was like, okay, tip jar. This is going to be for, for my
Boom.
drinks. Right. That vodka's only for me. Now, I'm not going to be stingy if somebody wants to come up to me and be like, hey, man, can I bum some of that blueberry vodka? I'm going to be like, sure, dude.
Yeah.
Hey, man, bartender. Andrew.
Yeah.
Bartender.
Right.
So about an hour in, I overhear him talking to another one of our friends.
Yes.
Hey, make me that blue drink you made me like last time. And I'm thinking to myself,
I'll take another one of those blue things.
Yeah. My wife's like, I think he's giving away your vodka. And I'm like, no, he's not. About 2 hours in, I go up to the bar and dude, I have about an eighth of vodka almost gone. Andrew!
Yeah. Bartender!
What's up with this? Oh, man, my bad. I'm so sorry. And I'm like, you're sorry? You have an array of other things you can make drinks for. I wanted to just put my hand back in his tip jar.
And take 20.
And take 50, just for the inconvenience. Great night, though.
I think he got a little confused toward the end of the night.
And why would that be, Ben?
I might have given him a chocolate kiss.
Oh.
A magical chocolate kiss.
I had a great time. Thank you for hosting.
It was a great party. I mean, we ended up in the pool at like 11. And, I mean, we were in the pool until like 5 in the morning.
So you were like California raisins
in and out
when
of
you
the
got
pool,
out of there.
bro. I mean, it was crazy. And your wife actually was trying to push me in the pool.
Yeah, you guys were almost wrestling on the side of the pool trying to throw each other in.
She's definitely strong. She's got some of that country strong in her. She's got some of that Bama strong.
Well, she's not from Bama. She's from California
She's got
Ohio.
California strong.
She's from Ohio strong.
Wherever she's from.
But her dad, like her family are like a bunch of like little bulldogs. A little shorter to the ground, but they're strong. Feel that when she hits me upside the head sometimes.
Yeah, she's pretty strong. We had a moment. I was holding on to her shoulders, and she was holding on to my shoulders, and everything stopped, and we locked eyes, and she said, do it for ManFUzed. And then we both jumped in.
And then you both jumped in. Let's address something else that happened at this party.
Okay.
Which I find absolutely hilarious.
Yes.
And primarily because it didn't happen at my home.
Yes.
So there was a guest there that at one point, I don't know what he was on, I don't know what he was drinking, don't know what he was doing, but he got on the dance floor.
Yeah, he did.
And started kind of...
Which is fine.
And started kind of getting up behind your wife.
Jen was having a great time, and she was like really... And you got to know my wife. You know, she's hot, and this was her party, and so she was showing her stuff. I mean, she was out there...
dancing,
doing her solo thing,
twerking.
She didn't want me dancing. She didn't want anybody dancing with her, really. I mean, she was just kind of doing her thing. And so this guy keeps rolling up on her, and she looks at me, and she's like, kind of gives me the look.
Get
like,
this dude off me.
Get this dude off me. So, you know, I'm not trying to create a scenario here. So I just kind of walk up behind my wife, and I'm just kind of getting in his way. You know what I mean? Kind of a thing. Just kind of like doing a little dance. And the dude comes and starts grinding on me. He's just straight. I feel his hands on my shoulders.
Oh my God.
He like literally almost put his hands around me and started like dancing with me.
He's like, oh, I don't care, you or your wife.
Yeah.
I'm down.
He completely went off the rails, to which it took me a moment to assess what was going on.
Did you feel his bulge pressing up against your back?
He didn't get that close yet.
Okay.
But it spiked just a feeling of rage inside of me.
And you proceeded to throw an elbow, didn't you?
I think I threw an elbow and pushed him.
With your butt?
No, I turned around and pushed him, and I said, get the F off of me, bro.
He did. He backed off.
And I turned around and kept dancing.
Back to grinding on your wife.
All good.
Now, Ben had a few house guests. A good friend of yours that you went to school with, one of your oldest friends.
Grew
him and
up
his
together.
wife.
Yeah.
Him and his wife showed up.
Mm-hmm.
So
and I introduced them.
Yeah, oh, that's right.
Which was another thing.
Right. So
anyway,
really cool guy, but they had
shout out to GC.
Yeah, they had a room in your guest bedroom. Yep, nice room, nice house. And I go inside and I'm sitting on the couch for a second, just cooling off, and he proceeds to tell me that his wife went upstairs to their room
To their
that
bedroom.
they're staying in.
Right.
And there was a man, a naked man,
Naked man.
in their bed.
Casually.
Right. Laying there, sleeping, or I don't know what he was doing.
Pants on the floor.
And I heard he had one leg out of the covers and one leg under, so that means the sheets are like rubbing up
Creased.
against his up against his bunghole.
Yeah, he's basically got his balls wrapped up in the freaking sheets.
Right. She goes to her husband,
Yeah.
your friend. There is a naked man in our bed.
Yeah.
And he's like, what? What are you talking about? So he goes to investigate
Right.
and confirms what
Indeed.
she had just said. He said, hey, bro, this is our bed. You are laying in naked. You need to get up. Now, I wasn't in the room. I'm retelling the story as it was told to me. He said that the dude looked up, raised his head, looked at your friend and went, huh, no. And then laid his head back
Yeah,
on
he
the bed.
just said, no, I'm not getting out. So Gary comes and finds me. Where does he find me? I'm in my bathroom. Tiger, who we had on the show a couple weeks ago, has had me holding a bottle of Opus. It's like a $2,000 bottle of wine that he got years ago. He's just like, hey, keep this at your house. At some point in time, we'll drink it. Right?
You guys drank it that night?
Yeah.
How was this wine?
It was incredible. So we're hanging out at the party. He's like, hey, Ben, why don't you go pop that wine? Let's drink it right now. Be kind of private about it.
Well,
you know,
now
so
I'm a little mad that I wasn't invited to this, to have a sip of this. I don't
Nobody
even
was
like
invited
wine.
because it was just Ty and me and Jen and Ty's girl. That's that's the way he wanted it. I mean, it's his.
All right, Ty, you'll never come back on this show again.
So I decant the wine and we start drinking it. The reason we're here is because we got a naked guy up in the guest bedroom and he's refusing to get out of the bed. And we didn't want to come to you, but we don't know what else to do. And to which I said, no problem. Why don't we all go up and get him out?
Why don't we remove him?
So we proceed up the stairs with our,
Fancy
beautiful wine.
Right.
And I go into the bedroom. There's that guy who's laying in the bed, seemingly butt naked, sitting there with his eyes open, like in defiance of everyone. And I just said, look, bro, you got to get out of this bed right now. I said, you're going to have a problem if you don't. And he's like, I don't want to. Please don't make me. Started whining like a baby.
You must have some high thread count sheets. That
I
must
say-
be Egyptian cotton.
We do. Have you ever heard of, they're like bamboo? Cozy Earth. Shout out to Cozy Earth sheets. The most comfortable sheets you could freaking ever buy. Unbelievable.
What's the thread count on those puppies?
I don't even know. They're bamboo. They're like silk. I mean, they're better than silk. I mean, it's unbelievable.
And I'll bet his ass.
He was loving every thread of it, whatever it is.
I'll bet his testicles had never felt something so smooth.
Jen has a friend. She's tough.
Okay.
She's great. She's the sweetest person you ever meet. And her name is Stream. So I'm like, I need Stream. And I just knew, because I wasn't about to pull this naked guy out of the bed. I needed a woman to come in and get his sorry ass out of the bed.
Who's getting his leg?
I wasn't about to go down that route, dude. And his wife was somewhere, but I didn't know where his wife was. You know what I'm saying? I was like, Stream, David's in the bed naked. Can you help me get him out? And she was like, say no more. I got this. 10 minutes later, he's on the way out the door with his wife cussing him out.
So one detail you are leaving out, that upon him deciding that he was going to get up on his own accord,
Right.
he was scooting his ass on the bed like a dog.
Yeah, like rubbing it.
Like a dog rubbing his butthole when it itches.
I mean,
so as he's getting off the bed, he's
just wiping his ass with the sheets. It's disgusting, dude. Like, what is wrong with this guy? And I mean, honestly, he's a nice enough guy.
Is he? Is he, Ben?
No, I mean, I don't know him that well, but every time,
Would you invite him to your next party?
Probably not. I
mean, he'll be forever known as the guy who drug his butthole across the sheets of the bed.
The defining moment.
I said, Gary, are you washing those?
Yeah.
He's like, dude, they've been in the wash for 20 minutes already.
Oh, yeah.
Overall, an epic night. So I had to attend another 40th birthday party this past weekend.
Oh, okay.
Where someone had rented out the whole outside area for his wife's 40th birthday.
Nice.
At a nice restaurant.
Nice.
Had all the food and hors d'oeuvres out there. And had the backdrop so you take pictures in front of it. And I said, man, this is really setting me up. Because my wife's 40th is going to be up in April. And I hope she's okay with the Cheesecake Factory because that's about where I really want to go.
Brooklyn Joe's, baby.
I don't want to drop $5,000 on a 40th birthday
you'd be lucky
party.
to drop that much.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
so how about Cheesecake Factory? And she can only have one piece of cheesecake.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. It'll be catered by Culver's.
Dude, what's wrong with Moe's?
We know you'd want the concrete.
I want the concrete and a butter burger.
Yeah, a butter burger. You want to get into Elon Musk?
Yeah.
Now, Elon Musk is founder of Tesla, the architect of Tesla.
Yeah, and many other things.
Oh, man, he's a baller. SpaceX. He came out with a premonition.
A warning to humanity that the human species is in grave danger.
Grave.
Which, you know, when Elon Musk says something like that, I mean, he's talked about AI and how AI could be a real big...
Well, he's got Neuralink.
I mean, so when he comes out and it was like an emergency alert, it was relative to the birth rate of humans.
Okay.
Apparently, globally, the birth rate is down significantly.
So what that means, and if I can, wrap my mind around it, that we have less young people and way more old people.
That's right.
And so if this was a pyramid, let's say, the pyramid would be kind of upside down because you're not going to have the young people to handle the amount of old people.
Yeah, and I mean, ultimately, for the species to continue, it needs to propagate and grow and so on and so forth. So otherwise you become extinct. So he mentioned a potential extinction event if we don't start having more babies within like 10,000 years. Now, for most of us, 10,000 years seems like a long time. For Elon Musk, I think he's going to still be alive. 10,000 years, in his opinion, is soon.
Okay.
When you're talking about the Earth is 4 billion years old, and
right.
so on and so forth, and so
I don't know that that's breaking news, but I do see it as breaking news that Elon Musk is telling us men,
yes,
that we need to use
Get
this
busy.
as a tool to have more sex.
Ultimately to have more babies, which requires us to have sexual intercourse, maybe with multiple women.
That's what I'm talking about.
And I mean, at the end of the day, if you're doing it for humanities,
right?
I mean, look, Elon Musk is a smart guy. I'm not saying Kaylee is not the one coming out and saying this.
So men, this is your new pickup line.
Yeah.
And this is also your way around using a condom.
Easily.
Now, I could think of a million excuses why guys would give a woman as to why they do not want to wear a condom. Can you think of 5 off the top of your head? What situations have you been in where you've been like, I don't really want to wear this, so I'm going to say this?
It's like going swimming in a trash bag.
I can't feel anything.
Right.
Or, babe, they don't make any that fit me.
Yeah, exactly. Speaking of which, we're seeking a deal with Trojan.
Yeah.
As 2 well-endowed gentlemen.
Do you have any finger condoms? Right? Yeah. Not even the golden ticket fits around this thermos-sized penis.
That's right. Exactly.
Or, I don't have one. The world is going to end. You need my semen.
You need my semen.
It is breaking news. So, guys, if you need a refresher to your come-ons.
We'd have beautiful babies.
Yeah.
Elon Musk said it's up to us. You look at cows, for example. Field full of cows. Maybe there's 20 or 30 cows.
Is that where you're going to get your
How many
shrooms
bulls
from?
are there? 1 bull.
Of course. To please all those women cows.
To propagate the species. Right? I mean, that's how it goes. Elon is having multiple children with multiple women, by the way.
Well, he's worth $266 billion.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Right.
I mean, at that point, you could sow your seed everywhere. And have kids all around in every zip code and every continent, and he's doing it.
Now, both of us have reproduced.
Oh, yeah?
You have 3 children. I have 1 child.
I have 3.
So between the 2 of us, we have 4.
3
You're
plus
leaving,
1
you
is
and
4.
Aaron being 2, you and your wife being 2, you have produced more than you are.
Right.
By 1, which is good.
Well, and some of this I guess you'd say, problem. China's one-kid policy that is not there now.
That's right.
But it has kind of programmed people to reproduce with one child.
Yes.
And I think in Japan, they're suffering something very similar.
Yes.
They're not reproducing at the rate that Elon Musk says and demands. That the human race needs to produce in order to keep on living. But what if another event comes before this 10,000-year mark that wipes out? We're just going to have more people that are going to die.
Like a meteor?
Yeah, or something.
Or a nuclear war.
Enough of these countries shooting nuclear missiles at each other. I mean, you could definitely mess up the earth. Heed the warning.
Yeah.
Start making love.
That's right. Make sweet love.
Yeah, at a
reproduce
at a vicious rate.
That's right.
At a rate of viciousness. That's your new pickup line.
That's right.
We would make beautiful babies. Let's make one.
Elon Musk.
I think he should come out with a cologne called Elon's Musk. Elon's Musk.
Smells like balls.
What is that? That's Elon's Musk. The world has lost the head of the monarch.
Queen Elizabeth.
At 96 years old.
She's been the queen ever since I've been alive. And she's been old the whole time, too.
She has been old the whole time.
She's been old my whole life.
Yeah, she has.
It's weird.
But she took over at, I think, the age of 26. 70 years. That's right, 76.
Yeah.
She's 96. She
was
passed.
96.
Was 96. Now, I started thinking about that. Could you imagine us having to deal with these politicians, the same politician for 70 damn years?
It's insane.
I mean, after 4 years, I'm like, I just want him to go away, not to be heard from again.
Well, the interesting thing about the Queen's reign is that it is actually not just the island of Britain, but it's the British Empire, which is called the Commonwealth of Nations.
Which is 56 nations.
56 independent countries, the majority of which are former colonies of the British Empire. It's home to about 2.5 billion people.
Now, here's the speculation that's going on.
A lot of our listeners
are in the UK.
Are in the Commonwealth of Nations.
And if we are saying something that is, we have our facts wrong, hey, join the show. And I'm kind of blown away. Now, I know, when Meghan Markle and Prince Harry got married, I mean, it was a huge to-do. Do you think the amount of coverage on the Queen's passing for the United States, us being here, do you think it's a little much?
I mean, it's a big deal.
It is a big deal. I'm not diminishing her value to what she's done, and I haven't been living in that part of the world. In her 70 years, there were good decisions and there were bad decisions. There were people that were not happy with her in many instances, but I don't know how you could rule for that long without pissing people off anyway. And we're making decisions that might be hard. A lot of people don't understand. I got to make these shitty decisions.
Yeah.
Sorry, it's affecting your life in a bad way.
And the Commonwealth of Nations being so vast, it's hard to imagine. I mean, there was a period in history where, it was conquistadors. Basically, they're conquering by force.
Oh, yeah.
Other nations, other countries, including the United States of America.
They tried to.
Well, they had it. It was theirs.
But we took it back.
We said, nope.
Yeah.
No more. So now her son, Charles,
Prince Charles III,
is the king.
He has
of
been
the Commonwealth
crowned king
of Nations.
Now, the speculation is Prince Charles has been more of a political figure. He's got a lot of strong political views.
Right.
And he's probably going to start to have more of a role on impressing those views upon the Commonwealth. And so some of these countries, maybe not immediately, some of these nations are going to go, we don't want to be part of it anymore.
They're going to secede from the Commonwealth.
Right. There were many countries would have done it a long time ago.
Right.
But didn't want to offend the Queen.
The Queen.
They had a certain level of respect, and she didn't impose her political views with an iron fist.
Right.
It kind of was like,
let them be them.
I think Prince Charles III is... He's not as beloved as the Queen is.
Yeah. More controversial.
He's more controversial. Like I said, he's got a harder stance on political issues, and he probably will try to impose that will on the Commonwealth.
I was surprised to hear. I thought Australia was more of a independent nation.
Well, yeah, I think they still, because being part of the Commonwealth came with some benefits.
Right.
Your values, your freedom, and certain things were kind of aligned. There is a security factor there because if Russia decides to come in and start messing with you, you are part of
the Commonwealth.
You are under the Queen's.
Well, Australia's pretty close to China and all that going on over there as well. I mean, I'd be pretty freaked out if I was in Australia. Well, I know we've got a lot of listeners in Australia. Does the Commonwealth, did they provide democracy to these places? Yes, we came in and killed all your people. Yes, we did that. Yes, we conquered you. Indeed.
We pillaged your women.
We pillaged everything. But in the long run, this will be to your benefit. In a few generations, you guys won't even remember.
We're gonna insert it like a gentleman.
Nothing against the UK or the Queen or anything. Well, yeah, but it's humanity, you know? I mean, it's that thing with humanity. You know, we kill each other and we fight each other and we take from each other and we destroy, and it's, you can see it all through history. It's just really sad.
The further back you go, the more brutal, I guess, its tactics were. Now our governments do the same brutality, but we disguise it in a way that hopefully makes it a little bit more palatable. And you know what? Some of these governments don't even have to do it. The people inside these countries will kill each other for, you know, a pair of shoes or change. It's ridiculous.
Humanity is brutal, man.
We are blessed to live on this planet, whatever the reason we're here, but we're a bunch of assholes to each other. I mean, really. While you do see good in the world, there's a crap load of bad. Very curious to see how this unfolds moving forward with Prince Charles III. And he does have his wife, I think her name is Camilla, which is the woman I think he cheated on Princess Diane with, and who he married after Princess Diana, after they were done.
And she obviously died in a questionable, it was a car crash, but the details of it are pretty controversial.
Yeah, there's a bunch of theories on that too. But nonetheless, she was a beloved princess.
Oh, I can remember when it happened. My mom was like really upset.
She was a good one.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't know her personally. She never returned my calls. I was only like 7, but I mean.
At least you tried.
Yeah. I did.
The answer's always no if you don't ask.
That's right. And you still might be a no anyway. Do you know that the casket that Queen Elizabeth will be buried in will be one that I believe the last royal family member was buried in a lead-lined casket, which Queen Elizabeth's will continue on in the same fashion and tradition with a very heavy lead-lined casket.
Wow.
You might be going, why the hell would you want a lead-lined casket?
Right.
Well, the lead prevents the moisture from creeping in, which preserves the body more.
Wow.
The royals, you know, they would want to preserve them.
Yes.
I guess they don't mummify them, so like they did in Egypt, and like create mummies out of them. But so that lead-lined casket, they will disintegrate and decompose at a much slower rate if your casket is lined with lead. I didn't know that.
That's crazy. Well, we learn something new every day. And, you know.
So if you're into digging up dead people and having sex with them, then make sure you choose ones with a lead-lined casket.
Well, you know, a lot of people, speaking of the Egyptians, talk about the potential technological advancements of previous societies where you see these pyramids and all these things were built, and the focus on the afterlife and the preservation of the bodies through mummification and all those things. And now we are on the dawn of a technological boom, which has a lot to do with preservation of life, or potentially being able to be a mixture, you know, of
half robot, half machine.
Yeah, like have your consciousness uploaded into. So at the end of the day, that means everlasting life. If you really can maintain your consciousness,
you just put it in a different body of some sort, and you're still the same person.
And the question is that even possible? But they're saying that it is.
Oh, I'm sure it is.
They're saying that it is. And so how insane would it be if, upon really figuring this out, they were able to, because of the preservation techniques used, bring back Egyptian pharaohs?
I think they would be, it'd be like Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure.
That'd be insane.
Bring them into like the 21st century.
That'd be
God, their consciousness Wouldn't you have to have that in like a jar or something? That wouldn't still be in the vessel,
Right.
That decomposed body,
Right.
Who's now dead. You'd have to almost like upload it.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I guess so.
That'd be like moving souls.
You know, who knows if that's possible or not. I mean, you talk about cloning. Cloning is one thing. And they say the singularity, so the interface between the human body and computer technology, basically, right, is what becomes the preserving factor. Potentially keep your body and live interfaced with a computer, which had the ability through quantum mechanics and so forth, because we die as our cells die. Our cells die, and that's what causes us to die. Well, if you can regenerate cellularly, then you won't die. How many people go, oh, she was 92 years old, but I'm telling you, she was still with it. Her body just
gave up.
She's just old.
Yeah, gave up before her brain and her mind did.
That's a cellular thing.
Right. I mean, but they could also...
It's aging. I mean, that's what aging is.
Well, if that's the case, wouldn't it be smarter to take someone like Queen Elizabeth and have her cryogenically frozen? So therefore, you're preserving...
Maybe they will. I don't know.
Well, no. I mean, the lead line casket, I mean...
Well, that could just be a front.
Yeah.
That could be a front for what's really going on.
They might just throw a sack of rocks in there. Well, they just move her body after the open casket viewing.
Yeah, they just put her in there, move her body, throw her cryogenic.
She goes off to a freezer.
Save her for a couple hundred years, bring her right back. To your point, does the soul survive?
I'm a soul survivor.
You know, with the soul, because if you believe in that you die and go to heaven, it doesn't matter what happens to your body. You bring the body back, there'd be no soul, and it'd be like a vegetable, you know?
Right, yeah. A shriveled up vegetable.
Yeah.
Consciousness.
You might be able to bring back the body, but could you bring back the consciousness of the person and the memories that they had?
Upload it, back it up, and then insert it at a later time into another vessel. Yeah, it's crazy, man. Who knows? But lead line caskets. Interesting. Very expensive. Yeah. Very heavy.
I wonder how heavy a lead line casket
is. It's heavy. It's like, I think I read it was like 500 pounds or something.
Pretty heavy.
Here's a PSA for men out there. There is something that your wife or your girlfriend could be suffering from, and it has nothing to do with your penis. But in order to cure her, she might need more of your penis. That is called Dead Vagina Syndrome.
Oh. So in other words, you
DVS.
Can wake it up.
Maybe. Or it might be a hopeless cause.
Is it dead, actually?
Well, kind of. A woman who has been using a vibrator, a tool,
yes,
could render her sexual feeling dead.
No way.
Yes.
The vibrator can kill it. It can destroy the clitoral stimulation that anything can provide?
Well, I mean, if a woman has been used to a jackhammer,
right,
and then she's got your wet limp noodle,
right,
you think that's going to satisfy her?
No. Is that dead vagina syndrome?
That is dead vagina syndrome.
This is horrible. Is it common?
It's as common as a cold.
I've heard it from females before. It's like, hey, we have vibrators. We don't even need guys.
But you could be desensitizing your vagina.
Right. Where you can't even feel anything anymore.
Yeah. It's normal to experience decreased sensitivity right after using a vibrator.
Yes.
A study done by applying vibration to people's hands found that this usually fades within an hour. What women may notice is that they try to switch to a lower intensity stimulation, like your man.
Oh.
You will not be effective.
Oh, shit.
Men?
That's pretty scary, dude.
So, guys...
Because you want to be sexually, open and with your wife and, or your girlfriend or your partner or whatever.
Your mistress.
And, it's fun to kind of bring toys into the bedroom and stuff like that. I have someone who wants to come on the show.
Okay.
It's a female.
All right.
Who she wants to come on the show and talk about sex.
Okay.
From a female's perspective.
Oh, we can do that.
And she recently pegged one of her boyfriends.
Oh, God.
I mean, they're not together anymore. He was the one who brought it up. He wanted it. And she was like, I'll do it.
Well, great. I've got one right here.
No. It came up somehow. And he was like, yeah, I would do it. And she's like, well, I'll do it for you if you want. And apparently they went and purchased
the biggest
tool.
The biggest one they could find?
No, she said it was average.
Okay.
But she indicated that she still did damage with the average size.
Well, yeah, if your anus isn't used to taking something viciously.
I don't know. I'll let her tell the story. Apparently, she got after it, though.
Oh, I'll bet she did.
Yeah.
I'll bet she did. I'll bet she was like, oh, yeah, you see what you do to me?
Oh, my God.
He probably couldn't sit down for a week.
Right.
Yeah, let's get her on.
Yeah.
Let's hear about this
Yeah.
brutalizing of her.
And other things, too. But she would like to be a commentator on women's perspective.
Okay.
On some of the sexual topics that we discuss.
Okay. Well, we will definitely have her on. And so, yeah, we do want to offer that to our audience. We want a woman's perspective.
Did you know about Dead Vagina Syndrome that time when your wife was looking for her tool and couldn't find it?
No, I didn't.
Were you, honey, I'm trying to save your vagina.
I don't want you to have DVS.
Yeah.
You know, there are some women who have trouble reaching that climatic state.
So this is something else that surprised me. I learned that only like 30 or so % of women can orgasm.
And that's why some need a vibrator.
And I just want to say to all the beautiful females out there that can't orgasm, I'm sorry.
And you should have met me sooner. You should have gotten to me sooner before I married my lovely bride.
That's right.
Now you're out of luck.
Yeah. Who has no problems there.
Yeah.
So
now your vagina's dead.
Forever.
It's gone. You might as well put it in a lead.
No, but seriously, that
you
would
might
suck.
as well throw it in a lead-lined casket, and
That
hopefully
would
something
suck.
will come about in the future.
That would suck, though, wouldn't it?
Oh my God, it'd be awful.
Yeah. Imagine if you're with a girl that can't orgasm.
Let me ask you a question. So if you are with one of these women who have trouble reaching that climax with you,
Yeah.
by you,
Right.
with nothing but your manhood,
Right.
do you even want to know? Or do you want
Yes.
her to fake it?
I mean, I don't want to be with a person long term. I don't want to have a relationship with a. I mean, obviously, I'm married, so it's.
But
it's a
she's
moot
going to
point.
tell you it still feels good. Or would you rather her just fake it? And
Fake it
you
till you
not
make
know, as far as you're concerned, you give her 5 in a row.
I guess I'd rather her fake it.
Yeah, I guess as long as you're moaning, just don't lay there and not make a sound.
For me, part of the enjoyment
You getting somebody else off.
first, before I do.
Well, I don't know about that for me. I mean, sometimes I just can't control it. It feels so good.
No, yeah, exactly. And of course, same. But at the end of the day, that would kind of suck, man. I don't know.
Yeah, so
don't know
I
what to do
guess
about
I
that.
guess we're both probably in the same camp. I probably wouldn't want to know.
Yeah, I don't want to. Just don't tell me.
Because then I'm going to be going into it already defeated.
Well, I know.
Oh, babe,
someone.
sorry. That felt amazing. I wish you could feel what I'm feeling.
It's interesting because I know someone like this, and yeah, they don't have much sex.
You've probably heard a woman say, you know, they didn't reach that climax.
Yeah.
But they still say, oh, but it still feels good.
Yeah.
Oh, but does it? Because the part that feels real good is the payoff.
Yeah.
The
climax.
The finish.
Right.
You know, to where you're like, the release.
Yes.
If you're not getting the release.
Right.
While I guess you could be in love with someone and their touch still feel good.
Yes.
But you're not getting the payoff.
That's right.
You're not getting the money shot.
Right. Yeah, it seems interesting.
You're not getting the mother load.
No.
No.
You're not getting the squeegee.
But, yeah. The squeegee. Okay, yeah.
Well, you know, it squeezes, it pulses.
Yeah, I love when she coughs me out.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Shoots me across the room. Yeah, like a sneeze.
Two.
There he goes. You've been listening to the ManFUzed Podcast. That wraps us up for this week. Join the show at ManFUzed.com. Share the show with your friends, please. Thank you so much for listening. And we are now on WhatsApp. You can reach that through our social media platforms. Anything else, Ben, you'd like to close with?
Thank you guys for listening, and we'll talk to you next episode.
Yeah.
Peace.